Hello dear friends, welcome to our channel Universal Life Management English. I am Julianna, psychologist, translator and volunteer. We only remain 5 and 6 parts of a big interview with Bhante Shivling from Bodh. I am a bit late with my comments, so please excuse me. You can listen previous 4 parts on our channel if you have not listened yet. And also if you have an interest in philosophy, psychology and sociology. So what is this part 5 about? What is the nature of people? Is it possible to create ideal society? And also about whether it is necessary to live here and now, from the point of view of Buddhism and Bhante. Listen, and then I will give our comments.
Something. But here is nothing to change. It's like continue like this.
It was continued 1,000 years before. It was continued the same way. Before Buddha, before Krishna, before Jain, before Jesus. It was continued the same way. People were poor, the rich, fighting, hatred.
It's like natural.
Yeah,
it's like natural.
Fighting. We have so many fighting in this country, in the world. So many civilizations. So many countries attacked to the another country. So it was continued, this process.
So it can't be here created some like more good society, more ideal society.
No.
There, it's any chance.
It's never. We, that is what you have. You are that kind of organization. I think Universal Life Management.
Yes, it's.
This is kind of that dreams or the ideal. This kind of. I don't have any hope on that kind of humanity that you can create, because the human mind is so fragile, the human mind, and it cannot be unified as a whole. As a whole, because we are different cultures, coming from different background, and the human mind working in such a way, it conditions so much. Mind has conditioned so much. Yes, so much. So meditation is something that bring to unification. That in that way. In the meditation, we all 4 or 6 become one. So that is the one way. In the meditation, we become one. Because something like we are thinking about the purity. So purity. Purification of the mind. Suppose like that. So the purification of mind, then we have to go to the same way, to the purification of mind. The root is the same, to the top. If it is the top, like it's a ladder. If there is a ladder to climb the roof, when we go to the roof is the same. There is a ladder. When you go to the roof, you can see everything visible. So in the same way, there is that kind of way, spirituality. But the spirituality also having so many confusion nowadays. You cannot find the pure spirituality. It's so many confusions, so many that kind of traditions, and misbeliefs, that kind of. It's very difficult to find the, that kind of, very difficult to find the truth. You have to have a very questioning mind, like now you are questioning with me, he's questioning with me. You have to have that kind of arguments, that kind of questioning mind, When the questioning, then one day you can find that kind of, that kind of answers or some kind of solution that you can think of is a very, you can understandable, you can accept, one day. But it's a long way. You have to have that kind of questioning mind. Keep on questioning mind the things, because we cannot just accept the things from the books, from someone speak, from outside. You can't accept the things, because until you do not have your own experience, your own, understanding, you cannot accept the truth. Many things can accept, but only truth cannot accept. Truth has to accept by yourself, with your own understanding and your own experience of truth. This is very important.
Yeah, I have to think more what you're explaining. Yeah, I got some ideas about like what Buddhism is looking like aim for this life or for like some another ultimate.
Actually, Buddha is never explained about the ultimatum. He never explained about ultimate.
I listen.
And the
This
important
like
thing
some
is that
exactly not explained.
he given the emphasis on this moment. And Buddha never even believed the tomorrow. He never talked about tomorrow. And Buddha's whole focus, his awareness was that in this moment. Because this moment, Buddha says, this is the moment that we are actually living. Tomorrow is just our imagination. And tomorrow may come, may not. We may alive, we may tomorrow not alive. So Buddha says, be here. Be aware now that I'm talking, that we are listening, that we are talking, we are discussing. This is the actual moment. Actually, we are living now, and actually, we are breathing now, because now, and the tomorrow or the yesterday, for an example, yesterday was never come again, and it's gone forever. And now it is yesterday's become memory in our memory chip. And yesterday never come. So this today, when tomorrow comes, today become yesterday. And today go to the past. Past is dead. So tomorrow also like that, tomorrow is imagination. So actually the people are, and in any way, we cannot give any guarantee for tomorrow, our life. What is happening to us tomorrow? Is nobody can give 100% any guarantee for tomorrow that
Even
I'm
for
going to
today.
exist. It is I'm
Even
going to
for
not even
today, not
today. How we
possible.
talk about tomorrow? So that is why Buddha says, be here, be more mindful now. And now what I'm doing truly and mindfully, this become your tomorrow. This what doing, if I'm doing good today, this good become more, much better tomorrow. This is what, if it is there. But he always asks us to live now, live more mindfully, live more truly, live more consciously now. So because now everything is, we can get everything live. Everything live. If we think tomorrow, it is not living. It is tomorrow something, our imagination. Whatever we think about tomorrow, But this is how the human mind become conditioned. Always. Human mind become conditioned of the yesterdays or tomorrows. And we are planning about, we are worrying or we are thinking about the all past years are very good. What we have spent is very comfortable. But, and the other thing they are thinking what is going to come is more comfortable. So we have this imagination, or maybe tomorrow will become more good, much better than today. This is actually what human mind always thinking about. And this is how it has become that kind of storage in our mind all the time. That is why people do so many mistakes. People, if we are living now, we are not going to do mistake. If we are consciously living, if we are living mindfully, our mind working accordingly is not giving that kind of mistake, not wrong.
So, Bhante says that he has no hope of creating ideal society. But why? Because of the problem of human nature. The nature of humor is such that they are incapable to unite. Also, later he says that only meditation is the only way to purify and unify. These two phrases here contradictory. If the nature of people such that they cannot unite, how can meditation change that nature? Nature is that which is unchangeable. Is it possible to change very essence, base, root? Is there any method or meditation to changing who I am? And why would I want to change my essence or my source? I am a natural, that is a biological being. And I will always be a biological being as long as I live. How to change it? It seems that what they call as nature, it's not really nature. And if they still consider it to be nature, nature, our source, is unchangeable. Here is such a contradictory. Simply put, every living being wants to be happy. Just be happy. In this sense, we are all the same. This is our nature. We want to be happy. And there is nothing wrong with that. And for fulfillment this our nature, we can very well unite, become one. We want to combine efforts to achieve this or that happiness. For example, we unite in families, in small or large organizations, groups, communities, because we are very well aware that it is impossible to attain all kinds of happiness just alone. But if we judge people only by their external manifestations, that we can make a mistake of the nature of people. Someone is stealing, some has compassion and donate, someone is cruel, someone is kind, someone gets angry, commits terrorism, or someone is take care about others, very helpful person. And it seems to us that people have different nature. But this is not nature. This is just ways by which people try to achieve their happiness, fulfill their desires. We have one nature. We all want to be happy. In this sense, we all are same. And people want to unite for the sake of their happiness. We see that people have united since ancient times. The number of communities and societies constantly increasing. Social system and formations are changing. There is a lot of evidence for this. At first, there were small kingdoms and tribes, and now we live in big countries. Someday, the whole world will be united. There will be very large society. People want to unite. Just they need a good choice, good opportunity. We need a good system for which all people would want to unite. Also, Bhante says that Buddha did not teach absolute truth. Yes, it is. Perhaps because he did not know. It seems that he looked people more than from outside than from inside. Therefore, his method of solving problems cannot help all people and have mistakes also. We have already talked about this in our previous videos. Buddha said the truth of life is that everything is suffering, but it's not. From experience, sometimes we have suffering, but sometimes joy. There's both. But Buddha concentrated only on suffering. Also, he himself lived for almost 30 years without suffering, or with little suffering. But he ignored it. He focused only on suffering. Perhaps his fear of suffering was very great, and he forgot about joys in life. And people want to reduce suffering and increase their happiness to live as happy as possible. Next, Buddha taught us to live here and now, mindfully and consciously. But why live here and now? If life is only suffering, why is such life needed? It looks like that it's better to commit suicide to stop this life. Why live in misery? And why need spiritual practice? Practice also increases suffering. For example, sit in Padmasana and meditate for several hours. eat once a day and only the food whatever donated to us, not wanting anything tasty and delicious. Doesn't such suddenly increase our sufferings? Obviously, yes. And why do we need it? It makes no sense. So, we have a lot of questions on these topics. If there are people among you who follow Buddhism and feel that Buddha was right, come to us. We will ask questions and listen your answers. If your answers will be convincing and logical, perhaps we will change our attitude towards Buddhism philosophy. But now we see many contradictions and mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Write comments, put likes and share if you liked it. And see you next time, where we will comment the last part 6 of the interview with Bhante. See you soon.